Hey there everybody, Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CarterMatt.com.
This video is our reaction to The Expanse, Season 4, Episode 7. I wish this was called the Sea Slug Invasion or whatever these creatures,
They kind of look like banana slugs, like glowing, horrible, nightmarish banana slugs.
Not to get too hung up on this, but I know people who are really afraid of slugs. And
I'm afraid of leeches.
Okay.
So when I was younger, I was duck hunting with my dad, don't ask, and I ended up getting covered in leeches. So when I saw that and them sticking to their face, like, this is nightmare material for me all night tonight, no sleep.
Well, we'll try to get through it.
Oh, it was tough.
We're going to take on the sea slugs together. Before we do, if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. So, big shock, everyone. As it turns out, the new world has more problems that we weren't aware of previously.
I love that this show makes things so much worse all the time. Like, it's not bad enough that you have this monsoon. Okay, water's everywhere. Okay, everybody's trapped. All right, that's one thing. Okay, so now we've also got two groups of people that hate each other in here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's also really bad. One of them is having their rations going out faster than the other. Okay, this is getting worse. Now we're going to give everybody a green eye infection, and everybody's got it except for Holden. Okay, that's really bad. Now everybody's going to be blind in a day. You think that's as bad as it is? At least then they're like, okay, guys, now we got a day. We got a day to get this together. Let's get it together. Oh no, now the entire place is covered in these horrific banana slugs, poisonous banana slugs that are going to kill you immediately, and you can't see them.
Here's the good news.
I love this show!
Okay. See, the good news here is that they didn't all drown, which is something that I thought was a reasonable possibility entering this episode.
I feel like they may have been wishing for that at this point. Seeing that was a cavern of horrors.
It was not good, and I mean, hopefully they'll just find a way to be able to get back out of this chamber sooner rather than later. And then they can hopefully get a little bit of breathing room. They can stop trying to kill each other and maybe get away from these slugs. But I don't want to spend the whole time on the slugs, even though it's very well tempting. But no, let's talk about the eye problem here, because Holden is the chosen one. And in this case, he is the chosen not one, as though we are not choosing you, Holden.
Yeah, and it was strange to see that the doctor there was telling everybody that this is just an allergy. I mean, we don't know if everyone was infected when they came down there, or because she didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Hey guys, don't touch each other. We don't know what this is. Everybody touched each other. We watched Amos take his glove off and touch somebody. He already had it, to be fair.
Yeah.
But just the same, tell people the truth. This is so bad now.
It's really bad. It doesn't seem like there is an immediate cure in sight, and apparently, Proto Miller has like healing abilities, or he's giving Holden immunity.
Maybe Miller has left the building for now.
Yeah, I know. Where is Miller when you really need him, by the way, given how long these people have been stuck down there?
Well, Miller's really only there to help out the proto-molecules, so he's not there to help them.
No, nobody. This is really just like a total, it goes from bad to worse episode, because it's not like there's really any shred of hope in here for anybody on the world.
My only hope is that the little bit of Miller that's still in there is going to show up, and he's going to find a way to help.
Yeah.
He's always been the person that wants to follow the clues and figure it out. So, like, come on back, Miller.
Yeah, hopefully there's some doors and corners somewhere within this chamber that he can kind of comb through.
Miller,
and get some answers. Yeah, we're bringing back the Miller chant from season 3, and all of this was fascinating to me, but really it's like, okay, so here with Holden, everybody's pretty screwed. Things aren't looking great for Christian, and then is is Naomi's storyline the only one in episode 7 where you think, oh, maybe there's like a small shred of hope that they're figuring something out here?
Yeah, there was some hope in that storyline. It's nice to have that when you look at what's going on with everyone inside the artifact and how bad it is.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's so bad to see them working up there and trying to find some sort of solution to get everyone out of there.
The thing that I actually probably appreciated the most through all of this was, I mean, it was kind of rooted in character where you have Lucia and you have her daughter, and they've had this broken relationship as of late. But, you know, if there's one thing that they can still kind of bond together on, it is sort of almost engineering in a sense with the daughter, and just being able to get the two of them to come together to form a practical solution. They have that communication, they have that shorthand, so while her daughter may not have been excited to hear from her at first, it seems like she kind of fancies the idea of trying to be a hero.
Yeah, and she clearly loves the engineering aspect of herself and all of that, and working with Naomi and kind of figuring things out. And it was cool to see her just fall into her role. Like, you could even see the guy that was there with her behind her as she was like spewing out all these things. He was just like, yeah, man, yeah, that you got it, that's right. And I was like, yes, that is cool, because she's so young and she's clearly gifted in this, and you know, she needed to be out doing this. So even though it came at a cost, it's nice that it's happening for her.
Yeah, it's nice that it's happening for her. It's nice that she basically got her own version of a hype man, sort of just like pushing it forward. I liked a lot about this story. I like the continued bonding sessions between Alex and Lucia.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that as well. There was a period of time, of course, when he was kind of macking on her a little bit. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I could see that. But I'm actually just really enjoying their friendship. They have a lot in common, and there hasn't been a lot of people that have had on the family level that much in common with Alex. So this feels, you know, nice to have him have something.
Yeah, Alex, I think he has a lot of sorrow that is in his heart, and you know, I think he likes his job, but he doesn't like the consequences that have come with it, and I think he tries to use humor at times as a way to shield from that. But I think with Lucia, he can be more fully himself than he can probably be with just about anyone else. So
well, she has an understanding of it. Of course, it's just happened to her, but at the same time, he has more experience with... She's basically going through the start of where he's already gone through the finish.
Yeah, there's just an interesting sort of shared bond that they have, and it's a fun, interesting scene to just watch evolve between the two of them. But obviously, we're not at the end of this, and this storyline was just, I don't want to say it was a cliffhanger, it was more just like you drove about 10 feet from the cliff and you didn't even get to the point you were hanging, because we still don't really know how any of this is going to end.
No, not yet, but that's very exciting. I'm stoked to see how it's all going to come together. There's not many episodes left to see how this is all going to come together.
Yeah, don't remind me of that. It's like, you know, everybody, it's too few. And I thought some of them were going to be longer than they are on Amazon.
I thought so too. I was really excited about the idea that we could be actually getting like hour-long episodes. Matt and I are watching The Boys as well, and they're like an hour long, and they're over on Amazon too. So when I had heard Amazon picked it up, I was like, oh man, okay, we're only getting 10 episodes, but maybe they'll be like an hour long or 50 minutes long or something, and make up for those extra episodes. But alas.
Yeah, well, maybe the finale will be like 3 hours long, and then we'll make up for everything. Okay, that's probably not going to happen. But okay, well, let's talk about Christian here, because it felt like the Christian storyline eventually amounted to watching someone, and I have a lot of experience from this in college, watching someone basically play Halo and just sort of like going through all these different rooms. And it actually kind of ended up a lot like me watching my college friends play Halo online, because they eventually got defeated and then they were very upset after the fact.
Yeah, I was glad that she kind of went on. She seemed to have these two choices. She could either just blow it all up, or she could go in and have a small chance to get Marco. And I'm really interested in Marco. I like him. I think he's got... I don't like him and think he's like, he's this great guy. He's just an interesting character, and I like these complicated characters that they have on this show where, you know, he's charismatic and kind of suave and can, you know, make you do things just with words, kind of like Christian. So I like characters like that, and I want to see some more of him. I mean, there's only 3 episodes left, and he's, who knows where he is, but, you know, is he on that ship? It all kind of went to poo at the end there, so I don't know.
Yeah, we're not ending this episode with like any sort of coherent answer as to where in the world Marco is. All we know that this extraction mission didn't exactly work all that well, and
communication lost.
Yeah, a lot of lives potentially lost, a whole lot more, and I think a big part of the problem is based on just the limited amount of information we have about Marco in general. He's kind of just the ultimate, like, space hopper. He can go from one ship to the next ship. He can go under different alter egos. I mean, he was already able to do what he was able to do with the Sojourner earlier this season, so I think he's more than capable of doing a whole lot more. He's power hungry. He's trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to be this sort of revolutionary, and that's without even getting into the possible Martian ties that are mixed in with all of this.
I really liked this whole story with Christian because I like Christian, but also because it gave a lot more perspective on what's going on with her husband at this point, because he hasn't always been involved in what she's doing politically, and now he is, and it's causing some problems, but at the same time it's giving them both a bit more perspective, especially for Christian, because she knows who she is and she knows that she's someone who wants to win, but she also wants what's best for Earth. But for her, if you're not winning, then you're losing, kind of feeling of it. And it's nice to have her husband as part of this because he's willing to call her out. And he has called her out. So I was really enjoying that back and forth with them, with him being really worried about how far she's willing to go. I loved that scene when she came to his school and brought him an apple, and you just get to see these moments of Christian so rarely on this show because she's always in power and making moves and dropping F-bombs. So to have her have this moment where she's just a wife being like, you know, here's an apple, I messed up. Let's try to talk this out a little bit. It was really nice. Probably my favorite moment of this episode.
Yeah, it was really, I mean, on some dimension level, my favorite moment may have been the slugs, but still, like,
that was so crazy. Yeah. I can't even with those slugs. It was so crazy.
Well, the Christian stuff I did think was really, really cool, because it was an opportunity to sort of dive into not just her, but also her husband, the relationship the two of them have with each other, and also sort of the toll that all of this takes on the two of them, because, you know, she has to be so hyper-focused, and I'm sure this means a lot of stress and a lot of paranoia. You don't know what the country is thinking. I mean, really, actually, the entire Earth is thinking of you, and it's just so much pressure that is kind of constantly weighing down on you. But they do still have a relationship. They do still have a rapport, and you saw a little of that play out. You saw concerns, and I think you saw a little bit of resolution, and judging from the fact that the polls seem to be kind of closing in.
Yeah, I was about to say, those polls closing in are really pushing Christian to the edge of this, and I don't know really what she's going to do or how she's going to get out of this.
It's not going to be easy, and I think it's going to... I do think that she's more than capable of pulling something off. Like, that is sort of the motto of Christian Avasarala throughout all of the Expanse.
Yeah, and she does always go with her gut, so I understand what her husband is saying. We hired the best advisors for you. You can't fire them this deep into the campaign. If you do, that's going to look real bad. Absolutely, it's true. But at the same time, she is someone who has just followed her gut, and it has gotten her everywhere. And now she's in this position right now where she's running for this election, and she's not really following her gut. She's following these other people, and I think it's going to take her having that moment where she's like, you know what, I get what the deal is. I understand these advisors are good for me and to help me, and I thank you, husband, and all this, but there's going to be that moment where I feel like she's going to just have to go with her gut and say whatever it is. It's always helped her.
And I think it's going to help her probably climb her way out of this and maybe stay as Secretary General. But I think this is my fear. For every big risk, there is often a cost. We don't know what the cost could be of Christian staying in power, and that could make me very, very sad.
Well, the other thing that I was wondering about her, like, we had that story in the first season about her changing the rules of the game when she was a little girl, and they would all play the game together, except she was never part of it. When she finally was like, oh, I want to be part, okay, you're going to be part of the game. And then she changed the rules and was like, all right, the first person at this tree wins, and she's already all the way at the tree. I wonder if she's going to pull something like that in this election, because it is so close now, and that it might be something that, because that's not always going to work.
Yeah. And sooner or later, it's going to do more than not work. It's going to come back to bite her in a pretty big way. And that might be how everything sort of unravels, I think.
And it's a weird thing, too, because I like seeing her in power, but not in this position. Like, for me, seeing Christian lose this position, I think would be a lot more interesting. And I'm not saying, like, kicked out of office altogether, or she doesn't have any position anywhere in office, but having her be in charge could be less interesting than seeing her what is her reaction when she actually loses. We've never really seen that before with her. I don't think she's ever seen that with her before. How does that look? I'm kind of interested to see. And how she then, what's the self-reflection look like? Does she pick up the pieces? Is this something that would devastate her because she's never dealt with it? She has no experience with something like this. I always liked her, 3 people down kind of in that position where she can play the puppet master and not really have to get her hands too dirty.
I think it would be, she did work in kind of to use a different comparison, the Madam Secretary role, where there was always somebody who was sort of above her.
That would actually take the fall. So even if she's doing bad things, she's never going to be really the person that's going to get it.
Well, we have a few episodes left. I think we'll have an opportunity to see where her story goes, and we will assess it further in our episode 8 discussion. But for now, we'll wrap this one up, and we want to know from you guys, what did you think about The Expanse Season 4, Episode 7? Be sure to share in the comments, and if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking that link in the description to the Carter Matt store, and we'll see you here next time.